Hey everybody, Slammer35 here, bringing you guys a new video. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing various miscellaneous things to get the Platinum Trophy in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So let's go ahead and get started.
Always nice to be back. It's not so bad. Now I have a view.
Favorite. I am sure you will end up feeling the same.
And there it is, the Rift Apart 100% Masters of the Multiverse's Platinum Trophy. So overall, I pretty much enjoyed this game. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. I liked the story. I liked Rivet and Kit as new characters. I thought they were pretty cool. I also liked how you would switch off between Ratchet and Rivet at certain parts of the game, and I felt like they each got a good amount of playtime between them. Like, you got to switch off and play between them pretty equally, I feel. The weapons were pretty cool, and quite a few were really fun to use, and the absolute chaos you could cause with the combination of some weapons was great. Like, just pure chaos on the screen if you use like the topiary sprinkler and the Mr. Fungi and just a whole bunch of other weapons all together at once. It's just absolute chaos. And I even like this game better than a Ratchet 2016. Like, I enjoyed this game more than Ratchet 2016, to be honest with you, because I've said before I wasn't really too fond of Ratchet 2016. However, my few little complaints with the game, you know, such as the music didn't really stick out to me that much. Like, the music in this game isn't bad or anything. It's just that it didn't like stand out as much. It just didn't hit the same way as the soundtrack from the older Ratchet games did. Like, I can just randomly think about or remember just about any song from the original 4 games and picture the planet that it came from. But with this game, the music just wasn't as pronounced as it was in those games, so I don't really see myself I don't see myself really remembering much of the music in this game, except for the music that plays when you go into a pocket dimension. And that's mainly because it has a part in it that reminds me a bit of the music from Going Commando, where you're in the desert looking for crystals. I think it was called Planet Tabor or something like that, but you know, you're running around that desert area and you have to like mine all those crystals, because there's a brief part in the music in the pocket dimension song that reminds me of that part. I think they might have actually used a part of that music in the music for the pocket dimension thing, now that I think about it. Also, I felt the trophy list for this was a little lacking, to be honest. Like, I felt like you didn't have to do as much in order to get the plat in this game compared to getting the plat in some of the earlier games. There's no trophy that makes you beat the game on challenge mode. There's no trophy that makes you level up all guns to the max. I can't remember if the other games made you do this, because it's been a long time since I played them. But it would have been nice to make you have to do those two in order to get the platinum. There's no trophy for getting all the gold bolts. There's no trophy for doing skill points, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, I just felt like overall the trophy list for this game was kind of lacking, honestly. Like, it's a little disappointing, really. I wish it had like a little more to it that you had to do in order to get the platinum in it. And now these next gripes aren't necessarily against the game or anything. They're just more gripes I personally have myself. But I noticed that when either Ratchet or River are low on health, they don't have an animation for when they're hurt or near death. Because in the older games, whenever Ratchet was low on health, he'd stand kind of hunched over with his ears hanging down a bit. But in this game, I didn't notice Ratchet or Rivet do this, so I was just wondering why they took that little detail out. And another personal gripe I have is with the lack of skill points. Now, skill points have been present in just about every other Ratchet and Clank game since the original. I think Insomniac even had skill points in the original Spyro games too. They were basically trophies before the trophies. But as I was playing this game, I figured I had to have earned at least a few of the skill points or something like that. But come to find out, there aren't any skill points in this game at all. And honestly, I was pretty disappointed when I found out about that too. I like going for the skill points in the other games and stuff like that. I thought it was fun to go for them. Some of them were kind of annoying, whatever. But you know, for the most part, I liked the skill points. I didn't mind them. But I don't know, man. I kind of not too fond of the PlayStation games having like these incredibly easy plats all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, not every game needs to be like the most difficult or the most time-consuming plat for it to be good or anything like that. You know, there's nothing wrong with an easy game or an easy trophy list every, you know, once in a while and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. I just wish some of the PlayStation games would make you put a little more effort into it to earn the platinum trophy sometimes. Like I said, you could have, you know, they had made you get the plat for beating the game again on challenge mode or for leveling on the guns to the max. Like, I'm still gonna do that myself because I enjoy doing that and I like playing the game, so I'm gonna, like, you know, play through the game and beat it at least once on challenge mode and try to level up all the guns to like level 10. Just you know, I've done it in all the other Ratchets and I like doing that, so I'm gonna do that myself anyway. You know, despite the fact there isn't really a trophy for doing it. But yeah, overall I enjoyed this game quite a bit. You know, it has a few disappointing aspects to it, but still an enjoyable game in my opinion. The same exact thing applies to the trophy list too. I enjoyed it. It had a good trophy list, although a bit disappointing, but you know, it was still fun to do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Stephen35 and I'm out. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Ratchet and Clank games, I'd recommend playing Rift Apart. It was pretty good.